Let's talk about life is simple. We just forgot how to see it. At Aaj ka mood means today's thoughts. Do you remember the time when life felt simple? When happiness was just running barefoot after the rain. When a paper boat in muddy water felt like an adventure. When success meant catching fireflies before bedtime. Then we grew up. And somewhere between dreams and deadlines, life became a maze. We started believing that happiness must be earned, peace must be bought, and simplicity is for fools. But what if, just what if, we've been wrong all along? What if life was never meant to be complicated? What if it's still simple? We just forgot how to see it. Let's begin with first story about the monk and the jar of stones. A university professor once visited a wise old monk searching for peace. He asked, "Master, why do I feel like I'm always running out of time?" The monk smiled and said, "Let me show you something." He placed a large empty glass jar on the table. Then, he filled it with big stones until no more could fit. "Is it full?" he asked. The professor nodded. "Yes, it's full." The monk then poured small pebbles. They rolled between the stones and filled the gaps. He asked again, "Full now?" The professor hesitated. "Maybe." Next, the monk poured sand. It slid through every tiny space, and finally, he poured tea into the jar. The sand soaked it quietly. The professor laughed. "Now it's definitely full." The monk smiled. "This jar is your life. The big stones are what truly matter. Your family, your health, your peace, your soul. The pebbles and sand are everything else. Your work, money, reputation. If you fill your jar with the small things first, the big ones will never fit. Life is simple when you know what matters. It's complicated only when you fill it with sand before the stones. Let's talk about second story about the tailor and the thread, 5 to 8 minutes. In a small town, there lived a humble tailor named Yusuf. He was known for two things, his perfect stitches and his calm smile. Every morning, people lined up outside his shop. Weddings, festivals, even funerals, Yusuf stitched clothes for all moments of life. But he never hurried. His hands moved slow. His eyes soft. One day, his young apprentice said, "Master, you're too slow. We could earn double if you worked faster." Yusuf chuckled. "When the thread rushes, it tangles." But the boy didn't listen. He started taking more orders, working faster, finishing 20 dresses a day. But soon complaints poured in. Loose seams, broken buttons, crooked collars. Ashamed, the apprentice asked, "How do you never make mistakes?" Yusuf smiled. "Because I listen to the fabric. It tells me where it wants to go." That's how life works too. We tear ourselves apart rushing toward what we want, when all we need is to listen and go slow. Speed can make you busy, but slowness makes you better. Let's talk about third story about the child and the broken toy. One rainy afternoon, a little boy named Arav broke his favorite toy car. He shook it, banged it, tried fixing it. Nothing worked. Frustrated, he cried. His father watched quietly. After a while, he sat next to him and said nothing. Minutes passed. The crying stopped. Finally, Arav handed the toy to his father and said, "Can you fix it now?" The father smiled. "Yes, but only because you stopped shaking it." That's exactly how life is. You can't fix what you keep shaking. When your mind is restless, even small problems look huge. But when you breathe, slow down, and stay still, clarity walks in. Sometimes the solution is not doing more. It's doing nothing for a while. Let's talk about another story, the farmer and the rain. There was a farmer who prayed every day for rain. His crops were drying, his heart full of hope. Finally, one day, clouds gathered, thunder rolled, and rain poured heavily. But it didn't stop. The water flooded his field. The crops drowned. The farmer cried, "Why, God? I prayed for rain, not this." And a soft voice within him whispered, "You asked for rain, but you didn't prepare your field." Sometimes life is simple. It gives you exactly what you ask for. But it also expects you to be ready. Don't ask for more time. Learn to use the time you have. Don't ask for better luck. Prepare for the opportunity. The secret is not waiting for the perfect moment. It's preparing the ground before the rain comes. Let's talk about one more story. The Traveler and the Rocky Path, 14 to 17 minutes. A traveler was walking through a mountain trail. The road was full of sharp stones and uneven rocks. He stumbled, got angry, cursed the path, and even kicked a rock. Sitting nearby was an old woman selling tea. She smiled and said, "You can't change the road, young man, but you can change how you walk on it." The traveler paused. "What do you mean?" She said, "When you walk with anger, every stone hurts. But when you walk with awareness, even stones feel like rhythm." That day, he slowed his steps. He noticed the wind, the view, the sound of his own breath. The road didn't change, but his experience did. And that's life. You can't control the path, but you can control your pace. One more story, the girl and the mirror. A young woman stood in front of her mirror every morning. She'd whisper to herself, "I'll be happy when I lose weight, when I get that job, when I find love." Her grandmother, hearing her, gave her a cracked old mirror. "This is broken," the girl said. "Can you still see yourself?" the grandmother asked. "Yes." "Then remember, happiness doesn't wait for perfection. It lives in reflection." We keep waiting for the perfect moment to be happy, when the truth is, every moment is perfect once you decide to see it that way. Simplicity is not about having less. It's about needing less. Let's talk about a last story, the old carpenter. An old carpenter was tired and wanted to retire. His employer requested one last house before he left. The carpenter agreed, but was careless. He used cheap wood, ignored details, rushed through the work. He just wanted to finish. When he handed the keys to his employer, the man smiled and said, "This house is yours, a gift for all your years of work." The carpenter froze. He realized he had built his own home poorly. That's how many of us live. We rush through our days, our relationships, our dreams, forgetting that we're building the house we'll live in tomorrow. So build carefully, with love, patience, and purpose, because you are the architect of your own peace. Life isn't complicated, it's just full of things that don't matter. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to see things clearly. If you're tired, rest. If you're lost, stop. If you're confused, breathe. Because the truth is simple. You don't need to move mountains. You just need to move one stone. You don't need to have it all. You just need to feel enough. And you don't need to chase peace. You just need to stop running from silence. So tonight, when you look at the sky, remember, life isn't waiting for you to figure it out. It's waiting for you to slow down and live it. Life is simple. You just forgot how to see it.